Listen up, cluckheads.
You're listening to Whiskey and Whine
With Rooster and
The Madman, where we talk about common sense, current events,
the Constitution and
morals, while comparing drinks of yesteryear to drinks of today.
so sit back, relax, leave us a comment.
Here comes Whiskey and Whine. That's what he was telling me, and I was like, well, that's why you're not going to go on a second date.
I'm sorry to hear that he didn't get a second date. Did he tell you what happened?
Yeah, so Overlord did.
Detail me.
So apparently, and obviously this was in a private conversation,
Yeah.
but he was just like, well.
Yeah, yes, we're going to keep that totally private.
So she looked at him and goes, well, I didn't finish. And he just kind of leaned down and said, well, only one of us paid for dinner.
Yellow, no, red card.
Oh,
Red
card. Oh, hey, welcome back, cluckheads.
You know who we are. You know what we do.
A
A little bit of current events, common sense, the Constitution, and morals.
She's already chimed in with the red card on that.
I don't understand how that was a red card. I mean,
It's not really a red card for you as much as it is for the Overlord. Think about it that way.
Maybe that's
That'd
the
be
reason.
a red flag, not a red card.
Maybe that's the
Well,
reason.
there's a red flag period on dating the Overlord, I think.
Well,
but
the thing is, maybe the reason he got a red card is because she got a decline card, and that's the reason why it ended up where it
oh, yeah, that could have happened too. Yeah.
So she tried to pay for dinner? Is that where you're going?
Well,
no, I don't know.
I don't know how
I
that
didn't
would
think
work.
that went through, huh?
I guess he didn't. All right, so we are back for episode 46.
46.
So we're going to do something we haven't done before. Well, we did it once, but it was a long time ago. I think before the first tournament of fermentation. We are going to be going into the I can't really say ladies section anymore.
Well, I like to just say
We're going to be going into the healthier section.
It's the healthy choice
of the
liquor store.
Of the liquor store, and we're going to be looking at light beers.
Yeah, so for everybody out there
Beers.
getting ready for their
Beers.
summer body, we got a great thing going here. So for all you people who like to wear bikinis or in
That was one time, and it was in New Orleans, and I was 18. I needed money to get back home. I don't
I was
appreciate
going
you
to say
bringing
more
that
in
up.
the
on the air.
Overlord's situation, a mankini.
Oh yeah, I sent him that picture. I ordered him a 5-pack.
Yeah, so but hey,
Whatever.
yeah,
So today,
he was being his best self.
was he? Was he really?
Well, I mean, the
Was
neighborhood
he?
children were not abused, but
Were they?
anyways, there were no children. I made all that up. There's no mankinis. Don't wear mankinis in front of children. That's all
Whiskey
bad.
and Wine does not endorse the wearing
Yeah.
of mankinis in front of
This
anybody under the age of 18
This is
or
not
at all
Disney.
for that matter.
We don't endorse any of that stuff.
We're not in the flight books for Epstein Island.
Yeah, we're not going to Epstein Island. We don't have it in our policies and procedures at the Disney handbook, and we're not trying to groom anybody here.
So since this is a light beer, they do not deserve mugs.
No, that would be a waste of a good glass mug.
You are correct.
Yeah.
That being said, I am going to pour these in a mug for me because no one's going to drink
Well,
it out of a mug.
it's just for science.
Yeah, but it's so that we can see the clarity.
Science. Yeah.
So first, let's start off here. This isn't a top end, low end, bottom shelf, top shelf type thing. This is literally going to be an apples for apples
Sweet.
like judgment.
True comparison.
So we have the Yuengling Flight. I've never had this before. I've not had it.
I've had the light one, but I've never
even had their light one.
because this is their ultra light one or something. Obviously, what we're comparing it against.
Yeah,
to,
so it's got to be like the ultra light. But it is 2.6 grams of carbs, 95 calories, 4.2% alcohol for a full 16 fluid ounces, 1 pint. So
I think that's probably more than one serving size. But yeah, no, I get you. I get where you're going with that.
Well, no, I was just talking about the can.
Oh, yeah,
the can is
yeah.
a 16 fluid ounce.
All right.
So here we go.
Open her up. It's kind of a
let's.
It popped like
You know
Will
what?
Smith
Hold on,
slaps.
Here we. So here we go. We're gonna do the Biden sniff test here. I don't know if it's my allergies, but I cannot smell anything. So I'm going to pour this one. Now, if you look, I'm going to pour this into an.
Smells like weak beer.
Yeah, it smells like a wheat beer. I'm going to be pouring this into this acid-etched USMC mug that you can get at giftedchicken.com, home for all your beard, bath, and body needs. Locally owned right here in North Texas, veteran-owned business. And remember that these come in all branches and services except Space Force.
Yeah, I haven't got
yet.
we haven't got the
They're dishwasher friendly.
Yeah, they are dishwasher friendly. That's the great thing about the acid. And in case you didn't mention, these are full 16 ounce, so it is a full pint glass. So we don't skimp on those. So that's pouring nicely. That's got a good color.
It's actually got a good color.
It's got a good color. I really expected it to not be.
I expected it to be like having sex in a canoe, pretty clucking close to water.
All right.
So, I mean. Yeah, so the color on it looks good. It smells like a weak beer.
Yeah, it just smells like weak beer. So.
All right, so then there we go.
Cool. And we're comparing it to, we won't open it, or do you want to cover this? Okay. So we're going to compare it to Michelob Ultra. We mentioned the Ultra Light beer, where they call it the Superior Light Beer.
Superior Light Beer.
Also 2.6 carbs, also the exact same 4.2% alcohol.
I may have broke the rule.
Yeah, I think you did. It's all right. But yeah, it's the exact same stats that we got from the Yuengling. It's just this is Anheuser-Busch, basically.
Let's do Uncle Biden's sniff test.
It pops better.
Yes, it did.
But it's in a little White Claw can, which is kind of weird.
It did.
It's weak as all get out in the smell.
It is. It's way weaker than the Yuengling for sure. It is.
Oh wow! Look
weaker.
at the color already.
Oh
though.
wow!
So you guys can't see it obviously, because obviously this is being broadcast, so there's no video to go with it. But what we can kind of describe in the color here is one actually is a beer color, the other one is a
dirty water
color.
Yeah. That already looks like significant. Like this one, if you were just to go to the ballpark, and get this in a draft cup, you would not tell by looking at it that this was an ultra light beer.
So if you were gauging your beers by the color, you'd be mad if someone handed you this in a glass. I know I would be. I'd be like,
which one?
The ultra. I'd be like, what is this? This is not beer. Now it's way more carbonated. I give it that. It's way more carbonated. But
because you saw the pour, it was the exact same.
The color
pour.
is just super, super weak. It's like half the yellow that the other one is. So, but hey, maybe the color doesn't matter on that, right?
This is critical beer theory.
Critical beer theory 101.
Critical beers.
All right, so just based on the looks, Yuengling right now it looks like the superior beer, even though the other one says it's the superior race on the can.
So let's reverse this, because normally whatever I open, we drink first. Since this one has such a different color, do you want to do the Michelob Ultra first? Since this one actually looks like a beer?
Yeah, let's start with the Michelob Ultra.
All right, so let's get our cluckage clinkage on here. Here we go. There we go, right there. Give me have to... Did that without even looking. It's like a professional. All right, let me get a sip here.
This is a lot like the Busch NA.
That actually, to me, tastes worse than the Busch NA.
I disagree. I don't think that it's as bad as the Busch NA, but it's definitely a light beer. Very nondescript.
It is the lightest beer that I think I've ever had.
Yep. All right, so let's jump into today's topics. Let's see what...
It's crisp, though. I give it that. It's crisp. That carbonation's there. But that's...
Yeah, but I'm not looking for an apple whenever I drink a beer.
But I can get that out of Club Soda. So, get into the topics here. So, you want to kick the first one off? I think the first one we've got is Kentanji Brown.
I can take that one first. You're letting me take one first?
Yeah, go ahead and take one first, man.
You are so sweet.
I know. It's
all right, timer started. Kentanji Brown.
I'm a giver.
I heard about that, and so did all the people that had to get the ointment.
Yellow card.
So Kentanji Brown. So first off, I would like to say that it is a historic precedence that there is the first person of color that is on the Supreme Court.
Well, first female.
First female, yes. First female person of color. So I'm not going to take that away. That being said, I have done some research into her and her history, her case history. And man, I'm not going to lie, I'm worried. Some of the stuff that she's promoting, especially like the CRT, if that was people of an Anglo-Saxon descent that was promoting CRT, that'd be thrown out they'd be thrown to the wolves because that'd be promoting white power.
It's leftist agenda. I mean, it's really this. That's how the party thinks now.
The way that she's promoting the CRT isn't for equality. It's for more quality. It's for and whenever I say that, it's meaning inequality.
Yeah.
That it favors one side over the other, and I don't know. And then so between that and then the fact that everybody's up and like, granted some of it's worthy that she is the first black woman on SCOTUS. That's great.
Yep.
But they're saying that she's the first person ever nominated.
Well,
and that is a half truth.
Yeah, so to quote the Facebook fact checkers, that's a partially true or partially false scenario. So back during George W. Bush, he was going to actually nominate, or George Bush, was going to nominate Janice Rogers Brown, I believe.
Yeah.
She was a federal court judge, and he was going to, that was his first pick to put her on the Supreme Court for his first nomination. And he actually got convinced and talked out of putting her up because of the filibuster threat and everything that was coming from the Biden-led filibuster at that time, which Biden was a part of when they filibustered her over a federal seat that she was trying to hold when it comes to being a district judge. So, it was really, I think it's kind of funny that the Democrats right now are really bragging about putting the first African-American woman up as the Supreme Court when the same people who put her up, the same guy who put her up, was absolutely adamant it not happen when he was a senator when George Bush tried to do it.
Well, it's the same senator that said, that back during the 70s that he didn't want his kids to grow up in a racial jungle whenever it came to integrating the schools.
Yeah, he also, I think, on the Capitol steps said that he stated he knew what was best for the American Negro. So, and this is the guy that's president.
Yep.
I mean, hopefully he's changed his mind on a lot of these things.
I don't understand why cancel culture hasn't grabbed onto
cancel culture
these.
doesn't work for people like that. It's
My bad.
specifically for the Joe Rogans and the Louis C.K.'s and things like that. So if you're a politician, you don't get canceled.
The Roosters and the Madmans.
You just got to tell people
thought.
what they want to hear. So kind of a deal. But I do have a question because this is it's a satire thing and this has been pretty straightforward. Does she still get to count being the first black woman?
I don't know, because if you remember, whenever she was being
says
interviewed,
she can't define it. She's not a biologist.
She's not a biologist.
So
but
I want to know what biologist signed off on her being the first woman.
That being said, can we even recognize her as a judge? I didn't go to law school. I'm not a lawyer.
Ooh, that's a good one.
So can we identify her as a judge? I don't know.
I don't know.
And I've got several friends that they have nothing to do with photography and like hues and colors and stuff. Can we even really say that she's the first person of color?
I don't know. The world is getting a tricky place.
It's tricky.
I mean, but
it's tricky.
It is cool that obviously if you're an African American female out there, you've got somebody who resembles you, looks like you on the Supreme Court.
Oh, and it's a historic day.
So
I'm not taking that away.
We don't take away from it. I know we make light of the whole can't define a woman, but it is disturbing that she couldn't define a woman. I mean, when we get into the meat
she's
of
going
things,
to be essentially being a constitutional lawyer, making the laws over us, our children, our grandchildren, boys, girls, men, women. Yet she can't sit there
or
under
the other 100
oath,
genders,
or the other 464 genders, 63. I think.
Yeah, I don't know how many there are. I mean, it depends on the day.
Yeah, but she can't define.
Yeah, and that's the scary part. But the scariest part for me on any judge is judges having a political leaning affiliation in one way, shape, or form.
Yeah, they shouldn't have.
The law should be clear. It shouldn't be about your take on the law.
Yeah.
No, it's the law is the law. And that's been lost for a long time in this country.
Yeah, and you shouldn't play party. Oh, timer just went off.
But congrats to Miss Brown on that one.
Yeah. So, in all sincerity, congrats to her.
Congrats to her.
I think that there are other political motives in place.
Oh, absolutely. But there's political motives on every Supreme Court nominee that we get. So.
I want to go out for Supreme Court.
Sure, go ahead.
I want to be the next SCOTUS.
SCOTUS. I like the term SCOTUS.
Yeah. Be like, aren't you a part of the Supreme Court of the
And we've
United
got-
States? First off,
It's
listen here, Scooter.
it's SCOTUS.
It's SCOTUS.
I mean, we've gotten so lazy in this country that we can't even say Supreme Court Justice. It's got to be SCOTUS.
No, but for your useless knowledge for the day is that it takes longer to say World Wide Web than it does to say www.
Does it? Wow, that's nice. I don't. Does anybody say the WW or World Wide
No,
Web
it just
anymore?
popped up in my like
Or
random.
they just say giftedchicken.com.
I just say the GC. Pump my chest a couple times. But you know, I'm a part of one of those like random science facts of the day, blah 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 blah. Because I always like
It's cool, man.
crap
It's
like
cool. I
that.
don't know what got to do about my family, but
I like the almond naked. It's cool, man.
all right. So
What did we think about that Michelob Ultra?
So if someone gave me one, I wouldn't complain. If I'm watching my carbs, and there's not a lot of options, I guess you can't really complain. I mean, I've done that before. You kind of go with whatever's available kind of out there. You don't really, enjoy it too much, but
I'm going to go with Ron Swanson approach on this. And Ron Swanson said that the two things he hates most in this world is lying and skim milk, which is water that's lying about being milk.
yeah.
This, to me, tastes like water that's lying about trying to be a beer.
I don't know. I mean, if you're one of these guys, like I said,
0 stars.
you're trying to watch your carbs, and you're somebody who likes to drink 6 or 7 beers at a time.
Beers.
You're going to get a lot of less carbs with your beers.
With all the beers.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's
You know what I think that we should do tonight?
what's that?
I mean, we'd have to like go back and listen, but I think that we should count how many times we can say the word beers and get a head shake.
I don't know. We probably need to video one of these episodes just to see how many times.
Over just beers.
Yeah, just beers, just see how many times, and put a counter on that so everybody can see it.
Be like in Hot Shots Part 2 whenever he's like killing people.
Part
He's
two.
like, ding, ding, ding. Like, more kills than RoboCop. Ding, ding, ding. More kills than Terminator 2. Ding, ding, ding. Bloodiest movie ever.
Yeah. Yeah, to be fair, some of those movies,
Beers.
they cheated on their kills. Like, crashing a plane doesn't count. You can't count a plane full of people as a kill.
No, but if you were the
That's
one that
one
shot
kill.
down the plane,
I mean, come on. So,
hey, man, that's just improving your kill-death ratio.
you put John Wick on a plane with with a clucking pencil. That's a good movie.
The Baba Yaga.
Yeah.
The Baba Yaga.
The Boogeyman.
He's the person you call to kill the boogeyman.
So-
Have you had too many seen to the Ukraine?
Yeah.
Just in John Wick.
Yeah, have you seen well, maybe we'll get to it later, but I don't know if we're covering it. The Ukraine situation going with the new landmines they got out there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You know what? Let's put that in the follow-up.
Yeah, all right, cool. We'll do that.
All right, so I'll tell you what. Let's get our cluckage clinkage on for this Yuengling.
yeah, Yuengling. Yay.
Yay, Yuengling. I've got to open the Morals Yuengling because it is still sealed
Can
and she's
feels
got
really,
nails.
really thin. It's not a good gauge.
Do you normally judge your books by your covers? Yes,
absolutely.
because if it doesn't have a good cover, why would it attract my eye to pick it up?
Better.
I don't know.
Just compared to the Ultra, it's beer.
I accidentally drank half my pint.
So
I may have to get another one.
It's light.
to be able to give a full comparison.
it's definitely light, but it's in the beer spectrum.
No, this to me tastes better than like a Miller Lite.
This makes me worry they're lying. Because the Ultra is so different that maybe they're just like, you know what, just put some Yuengling Light in there. And just tell them it's low carb.
Just tell us.
But make them tall boys so they don't care.
Yeah. Naturally.
Yeah. So that was better so far. The quality of can is not as good, but
You say that though, but the design on the can is 1,000 times cooler than the design of the Michelob
I wonder
Ultra can.
why they came up with Flight.
Effing light.
Oh, there you
Yeah,
go. I like
see?
it. See, it's like
That's
Foo
the reason
Bar.
why I should be a brand ambassador.
Yeah, it's like BAR, Foo Bar, all that.
Yeah,
kind of
you know,
stuff,
you got Yuengling, you got Yuengling Light,
BFG,
and then you got Yuengling effing Light. Yeah.
yeah.
And everybody knows. Do you want a machine gun in Doom? Well, yeah. Or do you want a BFG in Doom? Oh, yeah. Give me that BFG. And I don't mean no big friendly giant. I mean a big clucking gun.
All right, so we got another topic we need to get to. This one, I'll kick it off if you don't mind. When do you want to get there going there?
All right, yeah. Just you tell
Bringing
me.
it a little bit back local, great state of Texas
You just
here.
tell me when, and I'll start the timer.
Go ahead, kick it in, man. Start it.
Timer has started.
So, Governor Abbott here in the great
Governor Abbott.
Governor Abbott is a great state of Texas. So the whole situation, I can't remember what the which one the number is, but it was a situation that allows the
Title 42.
Yeah, Title 42.
I think that's what you're referring to.
Yeah, exactly. That sends the
If
illegal
you're
aliens
talking
home.
about what I think you're talking about, you're talking about Title 42.
Title 42 sends the illegal aliens home if they get rounded up crossing the border. Well, Biden's going to let that go. So that one is done. It's over. He's going to let it
What did
expire.
Harris have to say about that?
So, well, we'll get to Harris on that here in a little while. But I don't think she has a lot to say.
She's been at the border so many times that she
No,
should have.
I don't think she's been at the
I'm
border on
pretty
this
sure
one.
she has. I mean, she
But
should have a professional
Governor
opinion
Abbott
on
obviously
this.
is going to have to step in and do something now that this is going to happen.
I mean, what would Governor Abbott know? He only lives here.
Yeah, so what he's decided to do is it's going to be catch and release.
Just like Lake Fork Reservoir.
It's very similar to Title 42. So we're going to put them on buses, and we're going to send them, but instead of sending them back, we're going to send them to Washington, D.C., and then we're going to release them. So it's kind of like if you go to a local lake out here, say Lake Lavon, and you catch a bass.
But it's only 8 inches. So
but rather than releasing it back in Lake Lavon,
you take him over to Lake Richland Chambers. Or something.
you take it to Richland Chambers out in East Texas or something like that, and
That's
change it up a little bit.
That's naturally the way that it's supposed to be.
But I've often said,
So here's my thing with that. I appreciate the sentimentality, and I even appreciate the cojones that it takes to sit there and say, "Hey, you won't listen to our problem. We're going to deliver our problem to your doorstep."
Yeah.
But right now, especially with inflation and everything like that, it's just going to end up costing taxpayers more money.
Those gas prices, the price of diesel right now.
The gas price, because they said that they were going to have to charter buses.
Yeah.
So if you factor in, they catch 10%. Well, just in Del Rio, there was like 17,000 something that crossed the border yesterday. So at 10% of that, you're looking at almost 2,000.
Well,
so that being said, there's like 60 people that can fit on a charter bus.
Hold on. That's not true, man. I was in the military. You were in the military.
What I meant to say was 185 people can fit on a charter bus.
Whiskey and Wine does not recommend overstocking or
I've been in cattle cars.
overloading passenger vehicles at any time for any reason.
I believe I believe
going
when
past
they pack
maximum
you into that thing, the
occupancy
comment
vehicle
is make your buddy
capacity.
smile. That's at least what this says.
Hey, man, take that.
I think it was the Marine Corps.
Hey, man,
say, nuts in the butt.
your K bar is poking me.
Yeah.
I don't have a K bar.
Go with that, Madman.
But
yeah.
I can't even
so
listen to-
I appreciate where his mind's at, but just realistically with the price of everything right now, it's going to end up just costing
I really
us.
think it's just a.
It's a political statement.
It's a political statement.
It's just a political statement.
But I've said way before we were doing this show, and I've said it for years because obviously I've lived in Texas for a very, very long time. And grew up here. The rest of the nation will not acknowledge there is an immigration problem in this country until there's an immigration problem in the Northeast.
So I got it. I don't know why I didn't think about this. We need to send some of our funds that we're sending overseas to like Norway, Scandinavia, Denmark, Greenland, Iceland. Let's rebuild the Viking population and then have them invade the Northeast.
Yeah, that's going to go well. They'd conquer it pretty quick.
I don't see a problem with
people
this
are so
at
anti-Second
all.
Amendment up there. But no, I mean, again, I go back to you're not going to get a good chunk of the population in this nation to agree there is an immigration problem
until they're
see
here
it
and they see it firsthand. Yeah.
The problem is you have so much of the population who lives between Boston, Baltimore, Washington, D.C., New York, all the way into the Midwest and Chicago and Minneapolis. They don't have illegal immigration issues. They don't live on a border state because they don't seem to recognize that, yes, some of these people, they keep migrating up into Colorado and some of these areas, but most of them don't. They just stay in the state that they crossed into. And, I mean, find me anybody in, say...
Nebraska.
Well, no, I was going to say, let's pick Philadelphia up there in the Northeast. Find me somebody in Philadelphia
Okay, so we went to
who's
Nova Scotia.
under 50 years old and has lost 3 vehicles
Timer just went off.
due to illegal aliens hitting them. There was no insurance.
Timer just went off.
So the Yuengling flight gets its name
Whoa.
as a nod to the Yuengling Eagle logo.
Ah, look at that.
And the reason that eagles can fly is because they're effing light. Right back to square one, baby.
It's freedom,
Science.
The reason bald eagles can fly is because of freedom.
That's right.
So freedom light?
No.
Freedom light. I like it. Freedom light.
No, there's... Well,
maybe.
no.
No.
It's in the
no
Northeast, if that makes sense.
Okay, the Northeast,
All right,
maybe.
cool.
But down here, we like our freedom, just like dark, thick, bold. All right, so...
Now the question will be on that last topic though: Does DC just send them back? Or they put them on planes, and this is just keep getting more expensive as we ship them around?
You're going to ship them by plane?
I was thinking about just putting them in like a cardboard
Shouldn't
box
you
and
fly
like
them by plane?
poking some holes in it so
Ship
they
'em,
can have
fly
something
'em,
to breathe.
Whatever.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, kind of like how Garfield used to send Nermal to Abu Dhabi. Just take a cardboard box, poke a couple holes in it.
If it fits at chips?
Yep.
Exactly.
Sir, your package is physically asking me to let them out.
Don't listen to it.
Don't listen to it.
Just get it to its destination.
You ever seen that movie, The Conjuring? This is it.
All right. So,
So I like the Yuengling.
I do too.
I mean, I really
we gotta
do.
do a go back. So you want to do the go back now, or you want to do the next stuff?
We'll do the next stuff, and we'll do the go back.
Well, the next stuff as Madman runs off to find more. So, getting into the hold on.
I don't have to put them in the. I don't have to put them in the glass anymore.
That's true.
We already
yeah.
saw the. We already saw the color and clarity.
Yeah.
It's like we're comparing diamonds here.
All right.
Diamonds to cubic zirconia.
So you ready for the next one?
So which? So we're gonna go Yuengling to Ultra or Ultra to Yuengling? Which
Let's
one
go Yuengling to Ultra.
All right. Yuengling. I will say this: it tastes different out of the can.
Oh, that's good to know.
It tastes more like an actual beer in the mug. That's bad.
Yeah, the go back's not good.
That is bad.
If you want to know which one is better, go Yuengling to Michelob Ultra, and you'll find out that Michelob Ultra shouldn't even be classified as a beer at this point.
No, not at all.
Hate to say it, I've drank in Michelob Ultra before, and when you compare it to another beer, it's just not. It's not
Another beers.
beers. Yeah. So we'll do the go back going from Ultra to Yuengling, but I'm already pretty convinced which way this is
I'm
gonna
already
go,
I'm already
so.
convinced over which
But
one
now-
of these two are the best beers that we've had tonight.
But now it's time for the
Big FUs.
Stands for follow-up.
Does it? Does it really?
Sure.
All right, let me get the timer started here. All right, I don't even know what our big follow-ups are.
Oh, well, then I'll kick the big follow-ups off.
One of them was the one you mentioned a minute ago and said, well, wait, we'll do that on the
Yeah,
follow-up.
we'll throw that one
Yeah,
in
we'll
the
throw that
Ukrainian
in.
thing, so we'll get to that one.
Oh, Biden's transactions.
Well, yeah, and let's be specific on the Biden transaction. So only 150 have been reported bank transactions that have been flagged.
Allegedly.
No, the banks did flag them.
Allegedly.
But we just not getting any details about why the shenanigans had them flagged. And it was
He's a
specifically
shenaniganizer. He's a tomfool.
about Hunter and his brother James Biden's odd wire transfers of large sums of money from overseas, I guess. So
Oh my gosh!
yeah, it's only 150 times that the bank's gone. What the cluck? Come on, man.
I mean,
But I'm sure you know what they did.
but you know what's funny
Is they probably
to me?
just told Bank of America it's for the big guy.
But you know what's funny to me?
It's for the big guy.
I can sit
pay off
there.
Corn Pop.
I can sit there and cash app giftedchicken.com
Yep.
for all my beard, bath, and body needs.
Yeah,
For
there's
some
even
of my like beard oil or
And
something.
if you can't afford the Cash App, they've got Afterpay.
Yeah, but whenever I use my Cash App or my PayPal to send something, I immediately get a fraud alert saying, "Hey, your debit card has been used to pay giftedchicken.com."
No fraud alerts on giftedchicken.com.
And I'm like, no, I authorize
Yeah.
that. But they can sit there and send hundreds of thousands of dollars
yeah.
per transaction. You know what? We're just gonna let that sweep right under the rug.
So it's getting more and more is being leaked about the weird transactions with the Biden family overseas. We already know what was on the. We already know the whole laptop situation.
Yeah, I wonder
turned out to be true.
And with the whole laptop situation, especially with Ashley Biden's diary coming out, I want to know how much of that is true.
I don't know. So we're going to find out. But anyway, so there's that one, and then that kind of segues us into another politician out there. I don't know if you're ready for this one. If you've ever heard of Vice President of the United States, yeah,
Is it our favorite segment?
it is our favorite segment.
Where in the world is Kamala Harris?
Not on the border.
Not on the border. Abbott's taking care of that. We just
Yeah.
talked about that one.
But you know where she was today?
She's been in D.C. So she's been hanging out with
Kentanji Brown.
Kentanji Brown, just celebrating the nomination.
Yeah, so, I
once
mean-
she's sworn in, she'll be the first black female. Not Kamala Harris Brown.
Yeah.
But anyways,
But
yeah.
but why would she want to be on the border, especially whenever the governor of a border state is threatening to bus all the illegal immigrants
Well, I
to
mean,
her
she's
front
only
door?
the borders are. It's kind of like being in charge of the Ukraine thing. Why isn't she done in Poland?
Well, since she's been in charge of the Ukraine thing, there's been nothing but good things that have happened there.
No, it's gotten worse.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we'll talk about the new weapon of war that's on the battlefield right now. So
You know what? This is a good segue.
yeah.
Why-
But
why-
before
why-
we get into that one, I want to talk about one thing that she was seen doing. So I did see her in D.C. and she was having a great time. President Obama was there. He was having a good time. Everybody was having a good time, meeting and greeting, except for President Biden. He seemed.
Are you talking about whenever he got lost and he was
Well, he
wandering
wasn't
around?
lost. I mean, lost is like a really, really loose term.
Maybe he just lost.
He wandered.
He
maybe.
wandered.
He wandered in circles.
Yeah.
and-
And then whenever he was trying to get President Obama's attention,
yeah. He
Like-
totally got ignored.
he just kept getting ignored. And Obama just kept shaking hands, and
It was sad.
and creepy Uncle Joe kept tugging at that right shoulder.
Current president of the United States, nobody cares. Former president of the United States, everybody loves it.
Yeah.
It's just
So anyway.
kind of sad.
What was this?
So yeah, the new
Ukraine?
in Ukraine, they
weapon
got
of
the
war.
new battlefield situation. So there's a new type of a weapon that Russia has got on the battlefield.
What is that, Rooster?
It's a new type of landmine. Apparently, this landmine isn't so much about pressure related. So if anybody knows about landmines, you put an amount of pressure on, or it's a tripwire, and those usually set those off. Well, this one is a proximity.
Yes.
So
They
kinda
went
like
straight
they do in the
Call of
ocean.
Duty.
Yeah, it's straight Call of Duty. You come within so many feet in any type of movement, and this thing will pop up and go off.
Yeah, because there's nothing about that violates the Geneva
Yeah, and so as they've been
Convention.
pulling back towards the Donbass region in the eastern part of Ukraine, the Russians have been planting these things outside the cities.
Are they still trying to verify the massacre at Bucha?
Well, obviously the Russians say it didn't happen, but German intel is now saying it did happen, and they actually have the radio transmissions of the Russians
Did
speaking of it.
they
and things
ever
like that.
release the satellite images of the massacre at Bucha?
Just some of the mass graves, some of the bodies
Oh,
out there.
timer just went off. Sorry.
So it's looking like a lot of work.
We'll just sweep those under the rug. Yeah.
But the good thing about war crimes is when they go to The Hague, nothing happens with them.
No.
Milosevic died an old man
I mean,
for his war crimes for genocide.
and the thing is that the gulags are actually they help you get in shape.
Yeah. You know what really helps with your literacy, too? You know,
Yeah.
you start reading those those communist manifestos, get them memorized.
It helps.
Yeah. It's good
So
stuff.
anyway, so we ready to go back from the
Yeah. So now
so
we're gonna go ultra
to the
Yuengling.
Yuengling.
All right. Ultra.
Ultra.
Okay. That sucks. Now Yuengling.
Yuengling.
Sorry about my sniffling. My allergies are kicking my butt.
Oh, the hackberry's killing everybody, dude.
All right. Well, that seals it.
Yuengling Flight.
Yeah. Yuengling Flight.
There's
Morals.
I actually am torn on this one because the Michelob Ultra has more of a buttery, crisp flavor.
It is crisp. Yes.
The Yuengling is more of a soft, nondescript flavor. So it really depends on which flavor you're going for. I like both, but would want them in two different scenarios.
Well, for me,
yeah, but the rules of the show is that you got to choose.
So devil's advocate, I'll pick Michelob.
And we still won with the Yuengling Flight.
yeah. So
That's just how democracy
it does.
works.
I do agree with you. The Michelob has more bite. It's crisper.
It is.
But it's less beer.
I think that's because of the carbonation, though.
Yeah, I think they just overdid it in the carbonation to cover up the fact that it doesn't taste like beer. It's almost like a alcoholic beverage, not a beer.
Yeah. This is right above. This is right above ranch water.
So if club soda was an alcoholic beverage, that's what this would be.
I just feel like the Yuengling has a lack of flavor.
It's a light beer. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
So I mean, and I agree with you, especially like whenever we compared Yuengling to Butt Wiper,
Budweiser.
Budweiser. Sorry,
Budweiser.
from like Anus Wiper Bush or something like that.
Anheuser-Busch.
Anheuser.
Sorry,
Anheuser.
it's the allergy medication.
Yes,
talking.
yeah.
So whenever you're comparing the Yuengling Flight to the Yuengling, it is nowhere near the same like body texture, taste, that wonderful, robust, tantalizing like coating that you get whenever you really go deep and you're drinking that Yuengling.
What are you even doing? I'm
I'm
going
talking
to yellow card you on principle.
I'm talking about the Yuengling, just that it has a very distinct flavor. But whenever you compare the Flight to that flavor, it doesn't compare to the same Yuengling. It's almost like this is a different company making it.
Yeah, they don't taste exactly. It's not like just a watered down version of Yuengling.
Yeah, it's not meant to be a light version of the main Yuengling.
And I've had the
used to.
Yuengling Light, and it's better.
So that's what I'm saying. Is that but
I'm really still hung up on the Michelob Ultra. It is an Anheuser-Busch product. It is a very, very German name. And I don't think anybody who is that German should use the word superior on their branding. It just seems a little, seems a little wrong. Seems like it's going to go too far.
you know what we need to do next week then? You know what we need to do next week to kind of make up for this? Either like a dark ale or some more mead.
We do Michelob regular versus Yuengling regular.
So we could do.
Or we could do another German thing and make it like a really dark.
I'd like to do a couple of red beers.
Versus like another mead.
Red beers.
Red
do
beers.
like maybe bring in some Raw and Sons Fort Worth Red compared to like George Killian's Red or something like that. Do a couple of Irish red beers.
Or meads, since you
we
were
could do
bringing up the German thing.
We could. Or schnapps. We've not done schnapps.
We have not done schnapps.
We've not done schnapps.
We have not done schnapps.
I saw this whole thing about s'mores flavored schnapps on South Park. So that seems like a pretty cool.
Wait, say what? No,
s'mores flavored schnapps.
Is that a thing?
It was on South Park. Yeah.
Well, if it's on South Park,
they were
it
doing
must be
Civil War
true.
reenactments. Almost took the entire country back over.
Huh?
Yeah, Cartman's generally. You didn't see that?
Nope.
It was like one of the greatest episodes ever.
I was.
He kept writing letters home to Stan and Kyle and everything, writing them like Civil War love letters. I wish we talked like that, like they used to back in the Civil War. Could you imagine how awesome that was? My dearest Morals, it has been a fortnight since I've seen thee. Oh, how I long to see your
Yellow
hair
card.
flow.
I don't know where you're going with that, Rooster.
I lay in my tent at night as I pitch it. And all I can think about is how
Yellow card just
canvas drapes over my body. And it reminds me of you when you would come home from a long day in the stables and your dress was just flowing.
It'd make modern letters home a little different for guys in the military.
Yeah. Hey, show me those boobies.
Send nudes.
All right, so you've been listening to Whiskey and Wine, episode 46.
Morals gives up.
Where we were doing the light beers.
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 And, we got her saying it.
Yeah.
She may be making a breakthrough in her mortal.
No.
Use your hate.
Good. Give in to the dark side.
We have cookies.
My moral compass is broken.
You've been listening to episode 46 of Whiskey and Wine with the Rooster and the Madman. And remember, in a world full of chickens, be a rooster. You're listening to Whiskey and Wine. Thanks for tuning in to Whiskey and Wine with the Rooster and the Madman, where you can catch brand new episodes every Saturday at 4 p.m. on Deep Dallas Radio on Lock and Loaded with DJ Shane Guns.
Special thanks to our sponsor, GiftedChicken.com, home to all your beard, bath, and body care needs. Veteran owner operator right here in North Texas. Or to pick up a bottle of Overlord's Dungeon Oil. It's 100% all natural coconut oil.
Leaves you prickly on the insides.